Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do another Pick a Pile card reading, and we are keeping with our sunny beach theme, our light giving type of theme, and today's messages are from Archangel Uriel. He is the one who gives us our inner guiding light. He's the one who helps us follow our intuition, that kind of thing. So helps guide us that way. So I kind of thought that was a little fitting for our sunny themes that we've been going with lately. So we are going to have messages from him today. We are also going to do our charms, our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question. And also we will be doing angel numbers in this reading since this is an angel reading. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with Pick a Pile readings, basically in this particular reading we have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And you go with whichever pile most resonates with you, whichever one you feel the most drawn to by your gut instinct. You go to that pile and you watch that reading, and hopefully there'll be messages specifically there for those of you that choose to watch that pile. It is possible to be drawn to more than one pile, and if that's the case, you can watch more than one. There could be messages for you specifically in more than one if that is the case for you. I will be giving you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then when you decide which pile that you want to go to, there will be links in the description for your pile, and you can go directly there whenever you're ready to do so. While we are getting ready and prepared to do that, I just want to give you all the opportunity to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give the video a thumbs up once you've watched your video. If you can share the channel with your friends and family, if you could put a link to the channel on your social media accounts, that is a really good way for them to check out the channel, and we really would appreciate that. Also, if you leave us comments in the comments section, I respond to all those and I appreciate them greatly. Any kind of information you can give us about what you like, don't like, what you would like to see, maybe some future videos that you would like to have us do. All of those things are very, very, very useful to us. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have been participating in the channel in all of these different ways. I cannot express to you how much it means to me. So I'm just hoping my thank you is good enough. All right, guys, we're going to give you a chance to focus on these piles, and then when you're ready, we'll see you at your reading. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. We are going to get our messages from Archangel Uriel today. He is the Archangel that helps out with our divine light, our inner guidance, our all-knowing, our intuition, helping us follow what Spirit gives us, the directions that Spirit gives us. He helps us develop some of our more psychic abilities and powers, that kind of thing. So he's kind of a light giver to us in a lot of ways. He's kind of a knowledge giver, and that's why we picked him. I've kind of been feeling like archangels are communicating with me a little bit more lately, and I think that's why I've been having urges to do different archangel readings. So hopefully there'll be some good messages here for us, and we'll take a look and see what he has to say, and then we will look at our charms and our oracle spheres and our angel numbers as well. So there should be lots of opportunity for messages for us here. Ooh, the 9 of Cups. Very spiritual card. The Ace of Wands. That one is too. Wow. The Ace of Swords. Oh, yes. Wow. The Page of Wands. My word. The 5 of Wands. Okay. The Judgment card. Interesting. We have the 8 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. Wow, this is really intriguing. Um, what I can see here, what came through very strongly in this reading is that you guys have some very deep spiritual gifts, very deep, maybe psychic abilities, um, fortune teller type of things where you can kind of maybe see the future, maybe some clairvoyance, some claircognizance, some other things like that. But if nothing else, you have a deep connection with spirit, uh, no matter what else you've got going on. And what I see here is that you guys are on a journey of learning about those things. We have two fives. Fives are a change energy, but they're also a learning energy. The Five of Wands, especially. And the wands are very much deal with our spirituality and those types of spiritual matters and those types of things. And so I really feel like with this five here, you guys are, well, with the page too, the two together really made me feel like you guys need to be on a journey if you haven't been already, of discovering some of these abilities, of discovering some of these things that you have innately within you, starting to learn to follow your own intuition. You're going to start seeing things more clearly. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. The aces are new beginnings and new starts. So like I said, we have the fives, which are the learning. We have the aces, which are the beginning. So I see the two kind of going together as you guys need to learn these things. The wands deals with the spiritual topics, like I was saying, and those kinds of things. And the Ace of Swords deals with our clarity, our knowledge, being able to get to the heart of the matter, the truth of the matter, knowing what's right and what's wrong, that kind of thing. So that goes so well with the rest of this here, in that uh, this is a perfect time for you guys to start exploring that kind of thing. If you haven't already done so, now if you have done so, this is just an affirmation that you're on the right track, that keep going, keep doing it. Because I do feel like sometimes when we get started on this path, we get discouraged sometimes. Sometimes we don't really see that it's doing us any good, or we don't even realize what abilities we're manifesting, if any, or that we're doing anything with any of them. And so you guys, if you guys have started out on this journey and you are feeling kind of downtrodden, or you're like, well, it doesn't look like I have anything, or I don't notice anything special or different or anything else happening, know that that is just the normal part of the learning process. That's just the normal way that we react to things when we're new and different. You don't start out learning how to do anything and knowing how to do it right away, no matter what it is. When we're babies, we learn to talk and we learn to crawl and we learn to walk. We don't automatically, we're not born knowing how to do those things. We have the ability to learn them, and you have the ability to learn your psychic abilities and work with them and do things with them. That ability is there. It's just learning to be able to do it. It's doing things in steps and in stages until you learn how to do that. Okay? So that is what I think is really important for you to know. If you haven't started out on this journey yet, and if this doesn't resonate with you at all, you're welcome to watch a different pile or something else. But I really feel like those of you who have picked this pile, these messages are there for you for a reason. So think about them at least for a moment before you decide, oh, this isn't for me. I don't even know why I did this or whatever. Because if you've even had a slight inkling of looking into your spiritual gifts, your spiritual powers, doing things with them, working with them more, if you've even had a slight inkling of that at all, I really feel like this is the pile for you to watch. Okay. I also see this as a spiritual journey, too, because, and that you have these spiritual gifts because of the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Both of those are spiritual numbers. Both of those are they're just, they scream out that kind of intuitive energy to them. Okay. Also, it's interesting here too. The Nine of Wands is a good protective energy. So do know that you're protected in this. Sometimes when we first start discovering or opening ourselves up a little bit more to psychic type of things, some of us might be vulnerable to a little bit of psychic attacks by some negative forces or some other things. And just know that you're being protected in that journey, and that protecting yourself is also a good idea. Learning, maybe some rituals or some other things to help keep that from happening might be something for you to do as well. So I just want to, kind of throw that out there for you. That protection is something that's a part of this as well. But I definitely see this spiritual journey, this learning about your spiritual gifts, learning what you can do with them. And I also feel like a lot of you, a good portion of you, could take these spiritual gifts and utilize them for something good for humanity. I feel like you could help humanity learn the proper truths behind some things, the proper. I feel like sometimes humanity's kind of going off on its own little spiel there a little bit, and sometimes they kind of take things one way a bit too far, and they look at things a little too much from the worldly point of view and not from the spiritual point of view. And the way that they do that, they don't always benefit humanity to its greatest extent. I think if you guys tap into your psychic abilities and the things that you have available to you to do this, like I said, the clairvoyance, claircognizance, the dreams, premonition, some of these other things that I think you guys have, I think you could utilize those to benefit the world in seeing things in a different light and in a different way. So that's just something for you to think of as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our charms, because this was a very straightforward message. There wasn't a lot there that needed anything different. That was so clear. But let's go ahead and pull out our charms and see if there's any other messages, or any messages maybe even relating to this message, because sometimes they clarify things more, or give us new messages or other things to think about as well. Okay. Oh my. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay, we have a 1, which is a spiritual number in of itself, but it's also dealing with you. I do think that right now is a time to be paying attention to your types of things. But it's another 1 like these aces, so it's another start, it's another new beginning. It's another, it also means leadership, but it also means focusing on yourself as well, which I think is very important. We do have the 4 here, which is also very cool. The 4 is a good, stable, foundational number. And so I think, you're building your foundation, you're learning your foundation here. So I really, really like that. I really think that that's really cool. It's interesting how we have the cross, because I see that spirituality thing coming out there with that for sure. It kind of goes with it. We also have the angel feather here, or the feather. I see that as our spirit guides looking out for you, looking on, giving you pointers and tips, paying attention to you, doing that kind of thing. We also have the fan, which is, to me, for some reason, when I think of the fan, I think of innovation. I think of coming up with new things. I also think of blowing things away, getting rid of older things as well. But I think of new innovations, and we have lots of aces going on here. So I do think you starting something new, something different, something creative, is kind of where we're at as well. And so that's just something, for you guys to think of. Having faith, or looking into your faith, or deepening your faith, I think is something kind of important here. Dealing with your spirituality is very important. in this reading, and the faith kind of just went along with that as well. We do have some letters here. Let's see what they come out to be. We got DRJ, N, and M. Now, there's no vowels here, but these could be initials. They could mean something specific to you when you see them. You might make words with them. I thought of jam, like a jam session. There could be some other things here going on. So just with letters, a lot of times I like to let you guys kind of work with them in your own way. And let them speak to you however they do so. We do have some musical instruments here, and I do think of harmony when I think of that. And I do think that this is going to bring a lot more harmony to your life. I do think when you tap into this, it's going to just give you a little bit more of that harmonious spirit. We do have some other things that kind of show that balanced energy as well. We have the octopus, and we have the, kissing parrots here. And when I think of that, I think that balanced energy, it's the 2, it's the 8. We had the 4 there, which was another balanced foundation. So I think this is going to bring a little bit of balance into your life. It's going to, I feel like maybe by not connecting into your spiritual side, that you've been very unbalanced for a while, and that this will help bring that balance to you. This will help make you feel more on stable ground, more like a whole person, if that makes any sense. That's kind of just what kind of comes out to me here. We do have the butterfly, which is a transformational energy, and I do see you guys transforming here, which is really cool. What's for you will not pass you, and live in the moment are really good little things here to let you know that you don't have to worry about the future so hard, even though it's a good idea to think about the future and work on the future. And I'm encouraging to work on your abilities to maybe even kind of see the future slightly. It's important to realize that by not dwelling on it is also really good, because when we dwell too much on what's coming forward and not paying attention to what's happening now, we sometimes lose the moment. We sometimes lose, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. We sometimes lose what's important about what's happening, what's important about what's going on. We might even lose our track. We might even lose our way to where the future is meaningless at a point. We do have some other interesting animals here too. We have the elephant, which is very much a strength type of thing. We have the fox, which is very much a knowing, a cunning type of thing. And we also have the swan, which is another transformational energy, because I think of the ugly duckling turning into the swan type of thing. But I also think of something beautiful and graceful and that kind of energy. And so I feel like this is a beautiful, graceful kind of thing that you can go on and learn from. So that's kind of what the charms are telling us here. Now let's go on to our oracle spheres and our angel numbers. Okay, so how this works is you ask a yes or no type of question, and then we have 4 different stands here that they can appear on. We got gold, blue, green, and gray. And basically this is so, it's a little bit more unique answers, a little bit more personalized. And you think of your yes or no question, you pick a stand, and we give you your answer. Other people have utilized these other ways, so if you can think of other creative ways to utilize these as well, we encourage that. And you get along and do that, that's just fine. All right, so number 1, gold is not likely. Number 2, blue is probable. Number 3, green is not now. Number 4, gray is not likely. Okay, so number 1, gold is not likely. Number 2, blue is probable. Number 3, green is not now. And number 4, gray is not likely. All right, so let's go ahead and go on to our angel numbers. And basically how these work is we pick 5 different angel numbers, and there's 5 different stands, and you can pick your stand like you do on the Oracle Spheres, or you could utilize more than one stand if you want, or something else. But each number has its own meaning, and if you go out to the internet and type in angel number whatever, you will get specific meanings and keywords and phrases and things for that specific number. We do have other videos that in the description they're listed as well. We can't put them in the description of this because it would take up too much space. But you do that, and then that way if angels are trying to speak to you in any specific way or trying to tell you something, it'll be a specific message. So if Archangel Uriel is trying to tell us anything here, this would be one way to do it maybe. Alright, so number 1 blue is 7. Number 2 is 28. Number 3 is 25. Number 4 is 31. And number 5 is 3. Alright, so we have blue is 7, purple is 28, green is 25, gray is 31, and bronze is 3. So there's your angel numbers for the reading. Alright guys, I hope you had some messages that resonated with you and that were useful to you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Share the video and the channel with your friends and family. Leave us comments in the comment section, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. We do put out videos every week. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there that might be of interest to you, and so forth. So check all those videos out as well. Okay guys, we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. We're going to go and get our messages from Archangel Uriel here. I've been feeling a strong need to do angel readings lately, so hopefully there's a lot of good messages here. Don't forget we're going to be doing our charms, our oracle spheres, and our angel numbers. So he has some other opportunities to give us some messages through the numbers as well. And you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question. Alright, let's get our messages here. 9 of Athemas, or swords. The Earth Mother, or the Empress. The 10 of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. The 2 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Wow, interesting energy going on here. The Queen of Cups. The 8 of Swords. And the 7 of Pentacles. Wow. Interesting. Okay. The 8 and 9 of Swords here, these two cards, they can show some amount of feeling trapped, alone, scared, things hanging over you, stuff like that. And they could have that energy involved with them. And if that's the case, maybe you guys have been feeling a lot of that energy, or just having a lot of that go on. And that's a lot of your feelings there. But another interpretation of those cards that might go along really well with a lot of these other cards that are happening here is the idea of recovery, freedom, release, being empowered, surrendering to something, you know. So the idea is kind of the idea of, yeah, you could be feeling lonely, scared, worried, trapped, but also you could be recovering from those feelings as well. You could be, feeling more empowered, feeling more like you're in control of your destiny, feeling a little bit more freedom, feeling a little bit more of being recovered from some of these feelings. And that's the energy I'm kind of getting from these cards. That's what I'm kind of feeling here, is I really feel like it is possible, and boy, with these cards coming out at me, I can't believe all these queens you have. You have two Queen of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Empress card, um, you have the Ten of Pentacles. These cards just show so much emotional freedom, emotional happiness, financial happiness, even possibly, or a lot of, that kind of thing. Even happiness dealing with your passions and your desires. Being optimistic about the world, being optimistic about your life and what can happen in it, feeling warmth and that kind of thing. So, and I'm feeling a lot of that from these cards. And so I guess okay, I got a couple things coming to me here, so I'm going to kind of throw one at a time here. First of all, if you guys have been having some mental anguish issues, if it's been hard to sleep, you've been very worried, you felt trapped, you felt alone, you felt scared, frequently, not just one small time or something. This is something that's been ongoing. If you've been having these issues and you have not sought out help for them, if you're just kind of dealing with it on your own and just letting it happen to you and so forth, I want to tell you right now, the message is to go get some counseling and some help. A lot of people consider counseling a negative word or a bad thing, and it is not the case. And I don't even mean professional counseling. You don't even necessarily have to go to a counselor or person. Just go and talk to somebody that can act as that role or capacity for you. Okay, you have two Queen of Cups energies here, and that is basically who those people are. They are full of compassion and kindness, and they're the healers, and they can give support and counseling. And if that is needed in your life, you have two of them showing up here, so they're available to you. They exist, they're out there. Okay? That's number one. That's the one feeling I was getting here. If you have not sought out that help, please do so. Because emotional happiness is in store for you, abundance, being carefree, being able to reap a good harvest, especially emotionally. I'm really thinking emotionally a lot here, and getting emotional fulfillment, and feeling that kind of wonderful warmth and cheerfulness is available to you. Okay, not these dark nights, not this in the depths with gray clouds, but more of the sun and the happiness. You get balance in your life with the Two of Pentacles. You get, these wonderful, look at the Queen of Cups, look how beautiful she is and happy. And look, she's full of abundance here and cornucopia and nature and sun and all of these wonderful things here. And I feel like that's what's available to you. That is what you guys can get. If that specific message was not for you, if you're not in that place or haven't been, or you've sought counseling and you've gone forward, then I also feel like you guys could graduate to a certain level that you could actually help other people out that are in this situation. That you guys have the healing power within you. You guys have that wonderful healing, emotional, balanced ability to make people feel more in control of their lives, more in focus, happier, cheerful, whatever. I feel like you guys have that within you, especially once you get the counseling that you might have needed and the things that you've experienced. Once you've gone through that dark night of the soul, once you've gone through that time period, then it's time for you to turn that around and help other people with it. And I really feel like that's another road to your emotional happiness as well, because if you can take the experiences that you've had and the things that, and how you worked your way out of that, and how you were able to move on and enjoy your life and move on to the better things by being able to communicate that to other people and deal with that with other people. I think will just make you that much emotionally happier, stronger, healthier, and so forth, because that's the energy I see here with these cards, is this wonderful emotional healing energy, this abundance, getting abundance in your life that you wish to have. I feel like just by getting yourself in this better emotional state, the abundance will just kind of follow. I also, one of the things that Archangel Uriel is known for is tapping into our intuition and tapping into our innate abilities to do so. The Queen of Cups is full of intuition in lots of ways, and so is the Queen of Wands. That's like her thing. That's like part of her suit, is to be able to do that. The Empress card also has that. Even the Seven of Pentacles shows that to a point because of the Earth Mother feeling. So all of that intuitional energies that are shown here in these cards, one of the things that Uriel might be trying to tell you is that you have a very strong intuition, and that tapping into that can help you out of your deepest fears, help you get your deepest desires, help you, get out of some of the emotional trauma and turmoil that you've been in. That tapping into your intuition will guide you along your path to your emotional happiness and abundance that you've been wanting, and to other abundance as well, not just emotional abundance. I feel very emotional about this reading, and emotions play a huge part in this, but I also feel like it could also be earthly abundance as well. And abundance can take many different forms. It can take, having a full household. It could take just having enough food that you want to eat. It could take having enough money that you could do with what you want. Abundance can mean lots of things to lots of people. So when I use that word, I want you to think of what that means for you. But that is the huge amount of feelings I'm getting from these cards here, is about, first of all, tapping into your intuition to help you through some of these. Dealing with a counselor type person, or somebody who can act in that capacity for you. Some sort of confidant, some sort of person that you could just let listen to you, or might be able to give you advice. However you want to work that, whatever will feel right for you in that context. But also that if you are going it alone or are working on it alone, that your intuition can help guide you through your path in life, through the way you need to go. And then also, I really feel like for most of you, turning around and counseling others that are feeling that way, that's another thing too. Even if you haven't gone through a lot of those kinds of experiences yourself, although I think most of you have, or are, I do feel like you have an innate counselor ability, that you can help other people out of some of those situations and work their way to their emotional happiness. And I think that would be very fulfilling and rewarding for you to think about doing that. So that's kind of the message I'm kind of getting here. Let's move on to our charms, because there may be some other messages or something related to this as well. Might tell us a little bit more about what's going on with this reading here. So let's just take a look here. So let's see what other messages that Uriel might have for us in our charms. Okay. Mermaids mixed up in here. All right. Wow. Got lots of different little things kind of hooked up together here, which is intriguing. If that's even happening here. Wow, how'd you even get in there? It's funny how things manage to get together and then you don't know how it happened. Wow, okay. We have some different spirit here going on. We do have the Cancer spirit, which I really like, because Cancer is that comforting mother home type of energy, and some of the other energies that you had going on here also had that feeling to it, that Earth Mother feeling. So I do find that you either being that Earth Mother spirit or you tapping into that spirit would be very beneficial to you. We do have the Circle Love also that would kind of show that. We do have the Mermaid, which is a transformational energy, which I like because I see that as, you transforming and getting along differently than the way you have been. We also have the Two of Pentacles again. I did not really talk about the Two of Pentacles much, but you got it twice now. The Two of Pentacles is very much of a being off kilter kind of energy and trying to get the balance back into your life. And so one of the things that may be going on with some of you is that you are very much out of kilter. You are very much out of balance. You are very much not sure about where things should go, how things should be. You just feel very hectic, very out of sorts. Okay. And that was kind of sort of shown with the other couple of cards that we talked about more heavily. But so what this means is that it's a good idea for you to find that harmony, that peace, that balance, that life is not a juggling act, even though a lot of us treat it as such. Life should not be extraordinarily hard to go through. There is definitely challenges. There's definitely things that happen that we have to work through and we have to hurdle over and we have to do other things. But life should be joyous. Life should feel wonderful. And when we are going along our purposeful path and the way that we need to be going, we feel it. We feel happy. We feel joyful. We feel like things are going the right way. When we start veering off the path, and not to say that things aren't going to happen to us that are going to make us, not feel happy for a moment, or things are, because things happen, it's life. But those things are meant to help us in our journey. They're meant to help keep us on our path. They're there to help us with our life purpose and with other things. And so, you can't feel perfectly happy, joyous every moment of every day, of every minute, because it just would have no meaning at that point. But when things are going right, when we are following in our purposeful path, we don't feel out of sorts all the time. We don't feel grumpy. We don't feel like we want to sigh every 2 seconds. We don't feel extraordinarily tired. Life should not be a struggle every minute of every day, all the time. If we're going along our purposeful path, the path that we're meant to lead and the things that we want to do, things are going to feel much better. They're going to, like I said, it's not going to be all off kilter and all off balance. It's going to feel much more level, much more flowing, much more easier to get over the hurdles that are thrown at us because we're not already askew. We're not already out of whack. So that was just kind of what I got from that. And it kind of showed up again, I think, because I didn't talk about it much in the first place. We do have an O here. That could be an initial. In this case, I'm thinking of the circle. The circle is things go around, things are enclosed, things go in cycles. We're meant to go in cycles, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking of when I think of that. We had the hacksaw energy, which I really liked, because I think of that as cutting off old things, pruning things away, getting rid of things that are no longer needed, getting rid of the dead, so to speak, the things that, and then that will lead to new growth. That will lead to new life, new abundance, new beautifulness, and all that. And I really feel like this is the time of your life to be doing that, and be doing that kind of energy. We do have the frog, which I think of leaping forward when I think of frogs. I think of making that leap, making that journey, that jump. We also have the bicycle and the ship. So when these kinds of symbols come up, they usually mean a journey. They usually mean going on a journey. They usually mean, uh, moving forward, going somewhere. And that's kind of where I'm seeing you guys are at that level of moving forward. I even see it with the elephant here, which is kind of weird. But I think of, elephants being used in transportation. And you ride them and they go on and they're so strong and they're so tough and they can take you on a very far journey. Um, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking of here. We do have the intuition here with the Star Kitty. So I do think your intuition is going to play a key role here and going to be kind of important, which makes sense with Archangel Uriel here because he likes to help us tap into our intuition. We have the purple llama, which I often think of uniqueness. I think of being unique. I think of you being a unique individual and relishing in your difference from other people and how different you are. Even the mermaid kind of shows that to me as well. And so I think that's an important message for some of you about relishing in your uniqueness. I think sometimes when we feel different from other people, it makes us more depressed and more down because we want to be like other people. But honestly, what makes the world really awesome is that we are all unique and we are all special from each other. And it's okay to be like other people in certain areas, but don't be so like other people that we lose what makes us, what makes us who we are. And so I think that's an important message for you there to pay attention to and listen to. Let's go ahead and go on to our oracle spheres. Put that over there. And basically how this works is we have 4 different stands here. We have green, gray, gold, and blue. And you think of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, and you pick a stand, and we get answers, and they appear on it. That way they're a little bit more unique, they're a little bit more individualized, hopefully. Other people have utilized these other ways. You are welcome to do so if you can think of other ways that are useful for you to utilize these. We encourage that kind of interactiveness, so let's just go ahead and get our answers. All right, first one here, green is not now. And the second one here, gray, is a maybe. Third one, gold, is a not now. And the fourth one, blue, is a not sure. So that could mean that the question wasn't very clear or some things have to be played out before the answer can be given. All right, so green is not now, silver is maybe, gold is not now, and blue is not sure. All right, let's go ahead and get our angel numbers. And what these are is one way the angels like to communicate with us is through numbers. Each number resonates with its own types of meanings and other things. So we have 5 different stands here, and similar to these, we'd like you to pick a stand or more than one stand if you'd like to get your specific numbers on. Then you go out to the internet and you can type in angel number, whatever it happens to be, and find out all about it and find out some messages that Uriel might be trying to tell you specifically through those numbers. Especially if there's a number you've been seeing quite frequently or that resonates with you particularly. That might be a specific message for you, that kind of thing. We do have in some of our, we have some rune readings and some other readings with angel numbers that in the description we do have keywords and phrases associated with each number, but there wasn't room to put it in the description of this video, so going out to the internet is generally the best way to do that. Alright, so the blue, number 1 here is 38. The purple, number 2, is 46. The green, number 3 is 3. Number 4 silver is 39. And number 5 bronze is 42. All right, so blue is 38, purple is 46, green's 3, silver's 39, and bronze is 42. So that's our angel numbers for this reading. Guys, I hope there was some messages here that resonated with you and that you can do something with. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share with the channel with your friends and family, leave us comments in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that might be of interest to you. So you can check those out and look into those as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we do look forward to seeing you again in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. And we're going to go out here and see what kind of messages we have from Archangel Uriel. He's the one that helps with our guiding light, our intuition, our connection with spirit, other things like that. So we'll see what kind of messages he has for us. We also will look at our charms and our oracle spheres and our angel numbers as well, in case he has some other ways of communicating with us. So let's see what all we have here. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. Goodness. The 5 of Swords. The High Priestess. The 4 of Pentacles. The 6 of Wands. Interesting. The 6 of Wands again. The 7 of Swords. Okay. And the Death card. Okay. One of the things that I was getting here, you had the 6 of Wands twice, and then you also had the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6s to me denote a couple of different things in the different suits, but generally both the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Wands denote some sort of either celebratory type of energy, like coming back victorious from learning how to deal with fighting, or doing something really well for the community and getting accolades for it, that kind of thing. And then also the 6 of Cups is a little bit more of having enough abundance that you're able to give it out to other people. You're able to give them something that they need, okay? So the 6s are very wonderful energy from that point of view. It's also interesting that you have some other energies going on here as well. Besides that, it's great that you have the King of Pentacles. I really like that. And the High Priestess. We do have the Death card, which to me usually just denotes an ending of a certain type of either an ending of a certain cycle of your life, an ending of a certain situation, an ending of a certain lesson or something that you were going to be going on, and time to move forward, basically, onto the new thing. We do have the 5 of Swords, which is a training sort of energy. It is a learning. 5s are also another shift, another change card. So is the Death card. So what I could see here is that maybe you guys are going through a shift, you're going through a change, you're going through a period of, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it, a period of moving from one type of energy to another, okay? We do have the 4 of Pentacle energy, which that energy is very much a hoarding energy. It's a very much of holding on too tight to something, holding on, being afraid to let go because you're afraid of losing what you have. Where we have the sixes, where they're giving freely and they're much happier. Uh, and more abundance is coming to them when they do that too. So, one of the things I want you to think of here is if you are in this transformational energy of the way you think about things, like maybe you've been in a little bit of a hoarding energy, a little bit of a not wanting to let go, hanging on too tight. And this doesn't have to mean money. It can mean a relationship. It can mean a belief. It can mean a lifestyle. It can mean a career. It can mean pretty much anything that you might be holding on a little too tightly to, being afraid of letting go, being afraid to give up what you already have so that you could get something else, maybe even better. And that's the kind of energy we get with the four there. Okay, so it's interesting how the cards work themselves out, because the Four of Pentacles is that hanging on really, really tight, being afraid of losing things. And then you go on to the Five of Pentacles, and it's sitting there and noticing your lack of what you don't have. Maybe even feeling like, oh, well, I hung on, but it didn't matter because a lot of it went away anyway. It's also the energy of, you might even be begging and so forth, or other times, there's usually something available to them to get them back on their feet again, though, which is something the energy has trouble with because they usually don't have trouble. They have trouble seeing that. But then we go on to the Six, and then now you've grown so much abundance and doing so well that you can give it out to other people. So it's a growth process. It's moving from one stage to the next to the next. And I kind of see here that you guys could be moving into that stage where you could be flowing in more abundance, more. You've kind of learned some lessons because now you've got the sixes here. You've learned a lot more, so you've been able to pass that on to other people. You've been able to benefit from that. You've been able to get along better. We do have the Seven of Swords energy, which is another interesting energy for this reading, because usually it means with the seven here that somebody is taking something away from us, or that you're getting away with something that maybe you shouldn't do, or a protection energy that you have a one-up on people because you're afraid of what you're going to lose, and so if you go take it from them before they take it from you, you've got a better chance of winning kind of energy. So that's kind of the energy the Seven of Swords has. It kind of goes along with the Four of Pentacles energy here in that it's that protection, it's that do unto others before they can do unto you kind of energy. It's that I have something somebody wants, and so they're going to come get it, so I need to go get it from them first, or I need to stop them from doing so, or that somebody has taken some things from me and they've gotten away with it, they've taken it off. And that's the kind of energy that I think Uriel wants you to get out of, okay? Because I think maybe you guys have been hovering in that energy just a little bit, of either having to hold on to what you have really tight because somebody might take it, or preemptively, striking at other people first. And this, like I said, this isn't necessarily dealing with money. This could be dealing with your love life. This could be dealing with your career. This could be dealing with pretty much anything. That, well, I'm going to do this because if I don't, somebody else is going to get away with it before me, and then I'll lose out. And I think the message from Uriel here is that there's enough for everybody. That there's enough here that you can do well, and other people can do well, and everybody can be happy and reach this King of Pentacles state here. And that's kind of the energy that I think you need to be shifting into. I think you need to kind of see things from another perspective, kind of move things from another angle. I do think the hoarding on too tight, or the being too protective kind of energy might not have been serving you as well as you would like for it to. This could even be with your children, for instance. You might hold on to them too long and not let them be who they are and move free, because the Six of Wands energy also deals a little bit with that kind of youthful energy of, usually the Six of Cups does as well, where or Six of Pentacles usually does as well, where it's more youthful. It's more, uh, like I said, you've gone out and you learned, and you've been on your first triumphant journey out into the world, or your first battle, and you're coming back now, or you're getting accolades for graduating, that kind of thing. And so that's a lot of that kind of energy here. So there is that youthful energy. So this might be dealing with children some, or you as a child, in some of that energy. But I do see that whole new, moving on to a new phase of your life kind of energy going on here. So that's really important. I feel like Uriel would really love for you to move on to a different phase, move on to a different thought process, a different way of looking at things. We do have the Emperor, the Emperor, High Priestess. I keep trying to say the Empress, and I knew one right. The High Priestess card, and she is very intuitive, not in the same way the Empress is, but she knows a lot. She has a lot of knowledge at her fingertips. And I think what Uriel is trying to say is you do too. And that you can tap into that knowledge, that intuition, that other way of looking at things. And that if you did tap into that, that you would be able to get more into a better energy of thinking about things. Because I really feel like that's kind of where you guys have been at. You've been in this other energy for a while, which we all kind of get there. We all feel like that from time to time, that we need to protect what's ours, and we don't have enough, and we have to really be careful about how we spend, or what we do, or how we let it go, or whatever. Or we feel cheated upon, or taken advantage of, or those kinds of energies. That's normal. A lot of times people will feel that throughout their lives, and getting out of that is kind of an important thing. So if that is the way you have been feeling, then I would like to think that maybe, now's the time to kind of make that transformation. Also, if this does not resonate with you in any way, shape, or form, there could be other messages coming up here in the charms that might have been specifically for you. Or, this wasn't your pile, and maybe a different one would be better for you to look at. But I do like to make that caveat every once in a while, because sometimes I feel like some of the people watching the reading are going, wow, that was not me. I don't know what you're talking about. And so I kind of got that energy from this. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that. Let's go ahead and move on to our charms and see what they might have to say, and then we'll do our oracle spheres and our angel numbers. All right. I'm going to give a really, really good mix up here and throw out some stuff. All right, we do have the 5 energy. The 5 is that change energy that we were talking about with like the 5 of Swords here, and we were talking about. So I definitely think with the Death card and with the 2 5s here, you're definitely going through a transformation. You're definitely going through a change of, either the way you're thinking about things or a new phase of life. We do have the star moon, so your intuition, I do think, is playing an important role here, is something for you to think about. I do think for some of you guys, this is love related, and I see that even more now because we have the heart here, and we have the star, love you, love you. So I do feel like this might be romance related, or partnership related, or love related for some of you guys in some way, shape, or form. This is kind of cool. I really like this. It's make a wish, and then success. So that's really cool, because it shows that you guys have more power than you realize you do. We were talking about that earlier, where you felt like you needed to hold on to what you had because you didn't know where any more was going to come from. And what I'm here to tell you is you guys have the ability to make more of that come from where it came from in the first place or from other places. And that you don't need to hold on to it so tight, but because by holding on to it so tight, you're not letting more flow to you. And that if you were able to make a wish, you could be quite successful. We have lots of star energies going on here as well, which are very much the wish type of energy. So I think it's time for you guys to be making wishes and believing that your wishes can come true and believing that you can make your wishes come true. I think that shift in paradigm, that shift in belief is really important. We also had the key heart here. So once again, like I said, I felt a little bit of love vibes going on here. So this might be in your romantic life. And so I think, maybe you guys have felt like you don't have much of a chance romantically, or there's not much going on there romantically. And I'm here to tell you that that's not necessarily the case, and that you have more on your side than you feel you do, especially with the key there. Okay. We do have the parrot, which I do see as being kind of unique and colorful. Parrots are relatively unique in the bird kingdom in that they talk. Most birds do not talk like that, or at least not human language. So once again, I see some uniqueness going on here. I see some something special about you guys. And that's true for all of the readings today. I saw something special for all of you, and how special you were and that you are. I think sometimes it bears repeating of how special we are, because I think we don't always think about that. We don't always know how special we are. And I think Uriel is trying to tell you, you're very special. You can do a lot of things. You have lots of abilities. Tap into those. Reach that higher level. And I think that's what, he's trying to tell you here, is that it's time for that shift. It's time for that change in thought. Okay, we do have some letters here. We have an L, J, G, and C. Those could be initials. Those could be letters of words that mean something to you. For some reason, I thought of the word magic, even though it's only a J and a C, but it came to my mind. So sometimes that will happen. If you see something, a word might pop into your head. That might mean something really important to you. So I always like the letters to kind of be your own guide, resonate with you specifically and mean something to you specifically. So I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and go on to our oracle spheres. These are always a nice little thing that we can do here. Basically, you ask a yes or no type of question, and we have 4 different stands that we'll get the answers for. We have gray, blue, green, and gold. So basically, you pick a stand for your answer to be on. You ask your question, and then we get our answers. And you have your answers. Some people utilize these other ways other than that, and if you do, that's fine. We encourage people to utilize these ways in any way they see fit. Okay? All right, so we have the gray is a not sure. The blue is a yes. The green is a not likely. And the gold is a not now. All right, so gray is not sure, blue is yes, green is not likely, and gold is not now. All right. Now let's go ahead and get our angel numbers as well. Angels do like to communicate through us through symbols, and numbers is one way they like to do that. And I really like the angel numbers a lot. I think there's a lot that can be told to us this way. If you ever have numbers appear frequently that you just see over and over again, it's the angels trying to say, hey, pay attention to this. Look at this. But we're going to go ahead and get 5 different angel numbers here. You can pick 1 stand, 2 stands, or all 5 stands, or 3, or whatever works for you. But we're going to get 5 different angel numbers. You can go out to the internet and look up each angel number and find out its meaning. That way you can find out if Uriel's trying to tell you something specific for you to pay attention to or look at or do something with. and we'll do it that way. That's one good way for him to pass on messages. So let's go ahead and get our numbers here. Number 1, blue, is 40. Number 2, purple, is 11. Number 3, green, is 1. Wow, those are important energies. Number 4, gray, is 42. And the number 5, bronze, is a 2. Wow, interesting. All right, so blue is 40, purple is 11, green is 1, gray is 42, and bronze is 2. So those are angel numbers for the week. Guys, I hope you had some messages that resonated with you and that were important for you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, leave us comments in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that might be of interest, so please check those out as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.